Hey folks, today for something completely different. Today, something useful. When you walk the Camino, you might wonder which Camino travel guide to buy. There's many out there, and maybe there's some options like an app for your smartphone or maybe just a GPS navigation system. Who knows? What's the best option for you? Maybe I can give you some hints. When it's about travel guide, you know, the books, do you need them for walking Camino? No, of course not. Although I have them all, I read them all. They're fun to read, cannot say anything against it. Lots of useful information. Now, which one could I recommend? I don't know. It's the matter of taste. You know, I've had the yellow ones from Outdoor. I had the red ones from Rotha. On my first Camino 2015, I walked with a travel guide from John Brierley? Links down in the description. I think for walking the Camino, it's the best one. It's the right balance between background story and useful information. If you don't want to take your travel guide, you can use an app for your smartphone. There are several apps out there for your smartphone. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for. In a minute, I show you at least 2 free versions. Now, do you need a travel guide or smartphone app or GPS navigation at all on the Camino? No, of course not. The Camino, especially Camino de Santiago in France or Portugal, is so well marked. You can't get lost. Camino travel guide, for me, is perfect for collecting some information, historical facts, maybe some more or less funny stories. Do you need it on Camino? No. As well as in the smartphone app, do you need it? No. But it gives you some, let's say, comfort and subconscious feeling of safety. What I want to show you first is a website for roughly scheduling your Camino. This is very useful. I love this website. And it was suggested to me by an Italian Camino friend. Greetings to Warsaw, Marco. I don't know how he stumbled upon it, but I don't care. And it's called godesalco.com. Now, the address is godesalco.com/plan, and it is in English and in Spanish. And then you can choose several caminos, or let's say more or less all caminos. Portugués, Via de la Plata, Camino de Santiago. We choose Camino de Santiago. Now, at first, you have to choose your starting point. Let's say Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and we walk to Santiago de Compostela. Means 788 kilometers. Just for demonstration, I'll choose Burgos for my last Camino last year. 500 kilometers, and you see all the possible stages in between and the distances. Now you can choose your stages, your walking days. On each stage, each town, you see how many albergues or hotels, hostels, or if there's a camping site. It's very useful, especially for me, because I prefer towns with some options. Let's say if you want to stay in a town with only one albergue, could be there's not much around it. So first stop, Ontanas, 31k. Second stop, Fromista, 35, Carriando los Condes, just 20. Terradillos de los Templarios, only 2 albergues, but very nice place. Very nice albergue. Sahagún, Reliejos, with the famous Elvis bar. León, at León I had a day off. And you see, León, 1 parroquia albergue, 11 albergues, more than 5 hotels. From there, Hospital de Órbigo, 32k, Astorga. No, I walk to Murias de Richevaldo, Casa Flor, Ponte Badon, Molina Seca, don't go to Ponferrada, stay in Molina Seca. Cacabellos, from Cacabellos to Vega de Valcarte to Fonfria to Sarria. You see, you can also choose the way to Samos from here. Sarria to Porto Marín to Palas de Rey to Azua, from Azua to Opedruso. Now you can choose your scheduled day of departure, will be May 9, and you submit your form. Now you have several options of downloading data. Image with the elevation profile, table with the places of your itinerary, list with your accommodations, and even a GPX file for your GPS app. This is the plan of your stages and your presumable arrival date, with your distances, total distances, altitude, sunrise and sunset. So I think this website is freaking useful, and it's simple, no annoying ads, gives you all you need. Now, this is a smartphone app called Camino Ninja. Downloaded it recently, so I didn't check it in real life. Now you can choose different Caminos, like let's say Camino Frances, but as I understand, it's a day-by-day schedule. So let's say the first day you want to walk to Roncesvalles, you see distance, elevation, and when you click on the destination, you see the possibilities of accommodation. Green spot means confirmed open, red spot would mean confirmed closed. You have a link to booking.com, can show on a map. Makes not much sense because I'm at home and he switches back all the time. And when you click on an accommodation place, you have information about check-in, check-out, link to booking.com, telephone number. I like that. Now, next app I want to show you is called Camino Pilgrim. This is particularly for the Camino Frances and the prolongation to Fisterra and Muxía. And you can choose one of the pre-installed tracks, and if you like, you can modify it, or you can just make an own one. You set your starting point, Saint-Jean, end point, Santiago, start date, May 9. It's a little description what you can do if you want to have a rest day, or if you want to put 2 days into one, or change, or whatever. Now, for every place, they show you what you find there: places of accommodation, cafe, restaurant, supermarket, fountain, bus stop. And if you don't want to walk the entire stage, you can split it into 2. So you stop at Horizon and next day to Roncesvalles. Or if a stage for you is too short, if you want to walk to a different location, choose from the list. And the next day, 7 kilometers is a little too less, you can combine 2 days into one. So now it's, instead of 20 and 7, it's 27.8. Let's say at Burgos, you want to have a rest day, do it, and it's inserted into your schedule. And you see, you arrive June 10, 2022. And when you click on the destination, you see weather forecast and the places for accommodation, costs. There's a washer, dryer, Wi-Fi. Very nice. I like that. I planned my last 3 Caminos with this app. Now, last thing I want to show you is my GPS navigation app, which I use for safety reasons. This is the GPX file that we exported from the website Godzilla. You can import your GPX file, and that's it. Now, unfortunately, there is not a map below it, because you can download several maps depending on your taste or what you want, topographical apps or OpenStreetMaps or whatever. I haven't decided yet. There you find your track from Burgos to Santiago. This shows only 453 kilometers, and you can see statistics: 5,000 meters down, 4.5 up. This is your elevation profile, can zoom in, waypoints along the way, and of course you can record your track. So it records your velocity, max velocity, your distance, walking time. Very useful, but I use this app only for safety reasons. Once I get lost, or when I'm sneaking into town and I don't know where I am and I want to go back home. It's very handy. I love that. Now, all apps that I showed you are for Android. You know how they say, if you have an iPhone, you have an iPhone. Some years ago, I also had an iPhone, and for iPhone, for iOS, you find similar apps. They do all the same. And what I want to say is, no matter if you use a travel guide form of a book, or if you use an app or a GPS app, always keep in mind they are not 100% accurate, because books, when you buy them, are written 1, 2, 3 years ago. The apps, you don't know how often or how frequently they are updated, and the Camino is in constant change. Tracks, routes are changed, albergues close every year, new albergues every year. You don't know. It's just how Captain Jack Sparrow said, it's not a rule, it's more a guideline. Keep that in mind. And also keep in mind, if you walk by an app, it's connected to GPS, and even if you use offline maps, GPS sucks a lot of energy. So use it wisely. So now, if you want to use a book as a travel guide, or an app, or GPS, you have to decide yourself, or even none at all. You know, my dream is still just walking and not thinking about where you have to sleep that night. Just walk until you are tired, drop into the next albergue and wait till the next day. That's my dream. But you know, pilgrim numbers are rising every year. Even in 2015 was not possible. Nowadays, I would not recommend to go for that. Anyways, by that being said, stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned. 5 weeks we're on the Camino Portuguese. Till then, buen camino.